Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. We've got, Wednesday, April 10th. NBA slate for you today. It was a full slate yesterday of way too many games on that today. Only 8 games today. And to be really honest, the books aren't, I don't know if they're not awake this morning or everybody's concerned about injuries or whatever's going on, but there is not a lot of player prop action out there. Thank you, NBA and teams, for making this almost absolutely impossible for the last few days of the regular season. When everybody should be excited about your sport, guess what? They're sitting here, they got not much to bet on, right? So, not to say that every fan bets, but most of them do. So whether it's $1, $5, a lunch bet with their buddy, online with the sports book, in a casino itself. I mean, this stuff's important. So getting the books to get these out there, or the NBA to get all the injury information out there as soon as possible, is important to the books so they can make an educated decision on where to set the line, and we kind of go from there. Now, all that said, if you watched the NBA yesterday, did we have a good day? Yes. Would I like to complain? Absolutely. Phoenix Suns, what an absolute joke. You should be ashamed of yourself after that game last night. Absolutely ashamed. You're down like 36-4 at one point. That's ridiculous. I mean, it was absolutely, utter ridiculous. I think he scored 10 points in the first quarter. That's not an NBA team what we saw last night. That Frank Vogel should have been fired immediately after that game. That's how prepared you had your players for a Clippers team with no James Harden or Kawhi Leonard. That's how prepared you were. It was an absolute joke, absolute travesty. I don't know what else there is to say. I mean, Devin Booker he was 0 for I don't know how many, and then finally hit a shot, late second half, early third quarter? We already know you can't play defense, so if you're going to shoot 20% from the field, how long do you think you're going to be in this? And it's just not Booker. It was Kevin Durant. The only shots it was hitting were two-handed dunks. Bradley Beal hit nothing. Grayson Allen, the best percentage-wise, I hear this all the time, best three-point shooter in the league. What was he, 0 for 8? You can't fucking 1? 1? I don't know what to say after that game last night. It was absolute abomination. They should be absolutely embarrassed. They should have, if they could fire themselves, last night would have been the perfect time to do it. It was gross, disgusting. Don't ever want to see anything like that again ever in sports. That's how bad it was. I'm still in shock of that game yesterday. Realistically, we had a really good day in the NBA. We made quite a bit of money. We had a great day in baseball. Made quite a bit of money. So hopefully you're following along the show and making those bets. And you're making some dough. Because you got to put up with shit like that. That's just uncalled for. There is no reason why you make $60 million a year and you ever come out flat. You've got 82 regular season games, unless you're a Phoenix Sun, then you probably have got about 50 because you're going to be hurt. Except for Kevin Durant, I'll give KD his flowers for actually being available for a majority of the year. But Booker and Beal, 50 games, so it's over $1 million a game. And not only that, you're fighting to stay out of the play-in tournament. Maybe you want to play in the play-in tournament. I don't know. Well, now you want to play an extra basketball game? We can't even ask you to get up for game fucking 78 of the season. I'm sorry about my language here, but that was what. If I had money going the other way, I'd still been ashamed of the Suns. It was absolutely disgusting watching what we watched. And to actually have people pay money to sit in the stands on fan appreciation night, as it was the last home game of the season, to watch those fans pay their hard-earned money to watch that. That was absolute crap. On a team that's supposed to be a title contender. They're not going to win a title. They're probably not even going to make the playoffs. I mean, they're going to be in the play-in tournament. They're going to play Sacramento, more than likely, the first round, or the Lakers. They're going to lose there. Then they'll lose to the Warriors, Lakers, or whoever the hell comes out of the back end. I mean, if that team with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal don't make the playoffs, I promise you Frank Vogel's fired. He should have been fired already. He should have never been hired in the first place. There was no reason to get rid of Monty Williams if you're planning on getting rid of DeAndre Ayton anyway. There was no reason. First of all, there was no reason to trade for Kevin Durant besides impatience, thinking that I can trade for superstars now and put a winner together right now. There was no reason to trade for Bradley Beal besides impatience, because we can't allow younger players on that team, or go add a piece that actually fits, like a point guard. I got great news for you. Take the ball out of Booker's hands, where it's 75% of the time in his hands, and have somebody actually distribute the freaking basketball. But we need to get to the bets today. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day talking about how stupid the Suns are on this deal. But first game up today, 4:10 out here in Phoenix, 7:10 Eastern time. Everybody's favorite team, the Memphis Grizzlies. We'll call them America's team because you don't know who the hell's going to play. They're probably calling up a high schooler as we speak against the Cavs in Cleveland. Cleveland laying 18.5, 213.5 total. We don't have a side or a total, but I'll be really honest with you. The Cavs have sucked so bad lately. I don't know how you don't take the 18.5 points. We just got a few player props in this particular game. Jarrett Allen over 17.5 points. Darius Garland for the Cavs under 16.5 points. Under 2.5 threes made and over 2.5 turnovers, as Garland has been an absolute struggle show down the stretch. So one more time in that Cavs and Grizzlies game, Jarrett Allen over 17.5 points. Darius Garland under 16.5 points, under 2.5 threes, over 2.5 turnovers. Next game up on the board, Mavericks Heat. There's really not that many player props out yet, so we don't have any bets on this game. Current line is Mavs 1.5 point favorite on the road, 214 total. Both teams fighting for everything. It looks like the Mavs are going to be inside the top 6. Congratulations to them. They're sitting at the 5 seed. Looks like they might have a matchup with the Clippers in round 1. Heat are still struggling to get their spot. They're definitely in the play-in at worst, but might as well keep winning to see if somehow you can get to the top 6 on that one. Like I said, not really any player props out yet. We don't like a side or a total, so we're going to stay away from this one at the moment on that one. But make sure you do come back out and check out our Google Sheets. That is at the end of every episode on YouTube. You will find a link. It'll read docs.google.spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Just click into that link. Go to the sport that you're looking at. So if you're on the NBA like this today, just go to 23-24 basketball. And then scroll down to the date of April 10th, and you'll be able to see all the bets that we have placed for that game there. Next game up, Hornets at the Hawks. Hornets getting 10.5 on the road, around 220 total. Hawks already into the play-in tournament. Hornets not going anywhere. Don't necessarily like a side or a total, and we will have probably more player props in this game. I want to see who's playing for the Hawks. Brandon Miller, though, 20-plus points for the Hornets, 3-plus threes, 4-plus threes. And Miles Bridges over 2.5 turnovers. So one more time so far in that Hawks-Hornets game, Brandon Miller, 20-plus points, 3-plus threes, 4-plus threes. Miles Bridges over 2.5 turnovers. Next game up on the board, Raptors-Nets. The Raptors are about the same boat that the America's team. This is Canada's team. They're calling up high school players or G League players all the time, as nobody can stay healthy. Nets are 11.5 point favorite. That's how bad the Raptors are. 221.5 total. Nothing we like on side or total on this one, as I can see either team blowing the other one out. So we do like some player props here. Just 3 of them on Cam Thomas. 25-plus points, 30-plus points, and 4-plus assists. So one more time, Cam Thomas to the Nets. 25-plus points, 30-plus points, and 4-plus assists. Next game up on the board, We at 5:10 out here in Phoenix, so 8:10 Eastern time. Spurs going to Oklahoma City. Both teams off back-to-backs. Thunder laying 16 in this particular spot here. Wow. Not a lot of player props out. No Wemby stuff out yet. 227 total. I'll be really honest with you. Side or total does not really matter too much to us in this game. That 16 number, okay, but it will be a decision though on Wemby props, and more stuff comes out player-wise for OKC. The problem with all these back-to-backs, because we had a full schedule yesterday, is now the books are going to be real late coming to the table with player props. So I'm not going to have a ton for you here today, but do check back, make on the Google Sheets like we mentioned before, and check those out. We do have a few that we've already placed. SGA over 28.5 points. He scored 40 last night. Chet Holmgren, 2+ threes. Holmgren, 2+ blocks and 3+ blocks. Well, I hope Wemby's playing, because I'd love to see another Holmgren-Wemby matchup to finish out the season. Both players outstanding rookie campaigns on that one there. So one more time, so far SGA over 28.5 points. Chet Holmgren 2+ threes. Holmgren 2+ blocks, 3+ blocks, and more to come. I'm for sure in that game. Next game up, Magic Bucks. Not a ton out as of yet. We need to really hone in on this game. Giannis going to be out. Lucky he's not out for the next 2 seasons after the way it looked last night with him going down with the injury. Magic 1.5 point favorite against the Bucks on the road. How sad. Like, the Magic are not that good, and the Bucks have just fallen to a point where now they're a 1.5 point home dog. Realistically, that number stays around there. We're probably going to end up playing the Bucks here. We don't have anything as of yet, so make sure you do come back out, check out the Google Sheets on that one there. Next game up, 7:10 out here in Phoenix, so 10:10 Eastern time. T-Wolves going to Denver. Denver laying 6 at home, 212. This is basically probably going to decide, the top seed here in the West. I don't know what happened to Naz Reid last night. He only played a few minutes in the first quarter. Anthony Edwards went off for 50 in front of 50 Cent. That was pretty cool. Did see that little nugget there. Anthony Edwards played awesome. He has the ability to do that on almost a nightly basis. The question is he going to be aggressive enough to do so? And that first quarter is basically going to tell you about all you need to know about Anthony Edwards and how many points he's going to score. If he scores around 4 to 8, he's probably going to have somewhere around a 24 to 30 point night. If he puts up double digits in the first quarter, he's coming out to prove something, and expect 40. I mean, that's realistically what his season has been. If you really go back and look at his first quarter numbers on the games where he scored big, it's all because he was aggressive in the first quarter and went to scoring here. Don't like the side or the total on this one. We do like some player props in this one. Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points, 30+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, over 37.5 par, and then also Rudy Gobert 3+ blocks. We'll probably have more on this game as well. Like I mentioned before, it's just really light in the player prop market so far earlier today on that one. But one more time, Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points, 30+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, over 37.5 par. If you're new to the show, welcome, first of all, but par is points, assists, rebounds, and then combined, and then you got Rudy Gobert 3+ blocks. So, and then the last game, which I don't even think we need to mention after my rant to start off the show here, the Suns going to the Clippers. Somehow the Suns are still favored by 5. They were 8.5 point favorite yesterday and got their ass handed to them. 224.5 total. I'll be really honest with you. There's probably going to be regression, and the Suns are probably going to go off tonight. That would not shock me in the least. The Clippers basically are locked into the 4. It's not guaranteed, but it's a 99% chance to end up at the 4 seed. So this is a good time for them to rest the last few games. Kawhi's already been out, it seems like 2 weeks. But you might see Paul George even, hit the sidelines tonight. I'm going to need probably another hour or so to kind of get over the game yesterday that I saw. That was an absolute waste of time. In fact, I think I'm going to invoice the Suns for a couple $100 of my time to watch that absolute abomination. But it was just a joke. Anyway, nothing on that particular game. Going to have to come back out and check out the Google Sheets. But I think currently we probably slightly lean towards the Suns. So we mentioned it multiple times throughout the show. At the end of every episode that we do on YouTube, There will be a link in the comment section to our Google Sheets. It'll read docs.google.spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Click into the link. Once you get into the Google Sheets, basically there'll be some tabs, either at the top or the bottom, for the sport that you're looking at, because we do bet multiple sports. So if you want to look at this basketball, that the NBA we just ran through, you're going to want to go to the basketball 2023 to 2024. Scroll down to April 10th. You'll be able to see all the bets that we have there. If you want to look at what we did yesterday on the 9th, feel free on that one. We had a great day yesterday. If the Suns put up any effort at all, we might have a monster yesterday. That's how big that's where that one was. If you want to look back through the whole season of basketball, feel free to do so. Also, if you're into baseball, right now we've got a bunch of baseball bets going on as we're in full swing there. Also, the Masters tournament will be in the 2024 golf tab. It's golf, Formula One, UFC, and more, where we put all those together. We've already put out our Masters show, but if you want to check out those bets, feel free to link it, sink in and look at those as well. This is your reference guide of what we're betting. If you look at us for season long, we're positive basically in every sport. If you look at our season long bets, right? There are going to be days that we lose. There's going to be more days that we win, right? So if you're interested in making money, sports betting, we lay out a blueprint on how to do so. We are a volume better. It is almost impossible to keep up with this just by the episode alone. You need a reference guide to go back to. That's what this spreadsheet's for on the Google Sheets, to make your life as simple as possible to figure that out. And one more thing, if you could subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel, makes life really simple to find us. Once you're on YouTube and you hit that subscribe button, we'll just be in your subscriptions tab. Or if you're on TikTok or Twitter or X or any of the others, just follow us, and you'll be able to find us all the time without having to search around. And if you want to make life even easier, get notifications on you. Turn the notifications on YouTube. Every time we drop a new episode of bets, you'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode, and give you plenty of time to match them up with your bets, and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.